Fast food workers, what is your sir? This is a Wendy's moment. Worked at a Dairy Queen. Had a lady saunter in, all frustrated, bag in hand, whipped out her receipt, and without giving me much context said, "There's sup to be a Baja Blast." I told her, "Ma'am, this is for Taco Bell." She quickly said, "My bad," and sped out of the restaurant. I think she was making up a story, and did it in the wrong store. Also, the number of people who ask, "Do you serve ice cream?" is way too fucking high. I used to manage a taco during my high school teenage years. We had an older man come in once a month and drive straight through the speaker to our window. At said window, he'd look at me until I came over, start ordering Starbucks. Then midway through, realizing it was a taco, and drive off. Once a month, every month, for 2 years. 2 things from my experience working at the God's Chicken Restaurant. 1, the number of people that asked for my nuggets was astronomical. 2, we had a breakfast menu. Said breakfast menu is only available from 6:10 am. It's now after our lunch rush, and I am managing the drive-through. Man comes in the drive-through and asks for a 2. It's slow, so he definitely gets what he ordered. 2 minutes later, he comes back through and says he ordered a 2. But didn't get the correct sandwich. I instruct him to pull around and we will give him another sandwich, the correct one, free of charge. I get the sandwich. Check that it's the right one before handing it out. Hand it out. End of story. Right, wrong. 2 minutes later, he comes inside and is irate because he has come through the drive-through twice now and both times received the wrong sandwich. I told him that I personally check it and that he received the correct sandwich and even pointed at the 2 on the menu board. Angrily, as though I had done something wrong, he points at the breakfast menu board. No, I want that number 2. Work at Attenborough. Guest calls in from car, several people in background, all giving orders for pickup. First order is something simple. Next order is an item we don't carry, a salmon dish of some kind. I know there are some regional paneras that have had salmon. We are not one of them, so I let them know, "Hey, I'm sorry, but we don't carry salmon." Maybe, and the person on the other end of the phone cuts me off and starts getting really aggressive. "Yes, you do. You do." They scream, but I don't. We don't. So then I'm like, "Hey, maybe you're thinking of another chain. We are very similar to," and I start to list off some other places. And they cut me off again, screaming, "I know you have fucking salmon." What the fuck? I ate it just the other day. And at this point I'm just being honest with them and say, "Hey man, I don't really need this attitude. We don't have salmon. I can't make the dish for you. You've us confused with someone else." There's a long silence, and finally someone, not the person who's been yelling, says, "Wait, this isn't insert some totally not Panera-sounding place that I don't remember here." No, and then everyone in the car starts yelling at each other, and I hang up. Customer service is the worst. I work at a Chinese, and when I was hosting, old people would constantly come in and talk about how weird it was that we redecorated so suddenly, and where did the salad bar go? They thought we were sisters, which was 2 buildings away from us. Happened at least 4 times. It wasn't me involved, but I witnessed. I worked at Burger King when I was a teenager. We are short-staffed one day, and the drive-through was on break, so our manager stepped in to cover her. He was pretty old and didn't have the best hearing, so most customers were pulling around to the window to talk to him as he was struggling to hear through the headset. Anyway, this one guy rolls up to the window and shouts, "I want a large Big Mac meal with a Coke, please." Is that so damn hard? My manager very calmly says, "My apologies, sir, that won't be difficult." He leans out of the window and points down the road. There's a McDonald's about 3 miles in that direction. They'll be able to help. Have a nice day, sir. Then he just closes the window and walks around the corner out of sight. I laughed so hard. I worked at a Wendy's. Had one guy try to order me nuggets over the speak. When I asked what size they wanted, they got all defensive that I wouldn't call them nuggets. Fine. I'll take a Hopper .org, a Dave Stubble, or Baccamenter. Needless to say, they screamed at me and zoomed off into the smoke sense. Worst year of my life. Worked at a small roadside produce place. My boss had a few different stalls, so I was often left to run the stall myself. I remember this lady walked up. Do you have any tomatoes? Sorry, we don't. But the place down the street has them. Then go there. Back when I was in fast food, I said someone wanted me to remove all the sesame seeds from the top of a bun. The answer was no. Some people have discovered the solution we went with 2 bottom buns. Also our solution for anyone with an allergy, etc. The crazy part wasn't wanting to avoid sesame. It was requesting a top bun with the sesame removed by hand.